It was reported last night that DeWanna Bonner had no intentions on returning to the Indiana Fever, and then the news broke today that the Indiana Fever had indeed waived DeWanna Bonner. And here is DB's statement. She said, "I want to sincerely thank the Indiana Fever for the opportunity to be part of the Fever franchise. Despite our shared goals and excitement heading into the season, I felt the fit did not work out, and I appreciate the organization's willingness to grant my request to move on, particularly at this point in my career. I wish the Fever great success as they continue to build around this dynamic group of young players." Now, in my last solo video, I mentioned to you guys that I did not suspect DeWanna Bonner would be returning to the Indiana Fever. She has been out now for 6 games away from the team for only personal reasons, and the team was being really tight-lipped about it. They weren't giving any more information.
The WNBA world was rocked by the Indiana Fever's decision to waive 6-time All-Star DeWanna Bonner in a move that sent shockwaves through the league and sparked heated debates among fans. And here's where it gets even crazier. Bonner, once hailed as a cornerstone of the Fever's championship aspirations, reportedly wanted out after struggling to find her place alongside superstar Caitlin Clark. Who's the bigger loser in this deal? Now she's left scrambling to find a new team, but the response from the league has been deafening silence. Is Indiana Fever going to miss DeWanna's exit? You won't believe what happens next. In her place, the Fever re-signed Ari McDonald, a dynamic guard who's thrilled to step into the spotlight and play alongside Clark. Stick around because this next part is huge. In a league where players dream of sharing the court with a playmaker like Caitlin Clark, DeWanna Bonner's departure from the Indiana Fever is a stunning misstep. And this is where things go completely off the rails. In a sane WNBA, veterans would seize the chance to play alongside a player whose vision, passing, and scoring ability elevate everyone around her. Clark's record-breaking rookie season, setting the WNBA single-season assist record and drawing massive crowds, proved she's a tide that lifts all boats. Her teammates like Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell have thrived thanks to her ability to create open shots and command defensive attention. But here's what they're not telling you. Bonner, a 16-year veteran with a Hall of Fame resume, failed to capitalize on this golden opportunity.
Any parting message for DeWanna or anything? Like they coached her before the season.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, obviously we're disappointed that things didn't work out. I love DB. I mean, DB is somebody that I have so much respect for. She's a Hall of Famer. And while I'm disappointed, I always, first and foremost, want her to be happy. And so I'm thankful for the time that we've had. And
Bonner signed a 1-year, $200,000 contract with the Fever in the 2025 offseason, expected to be a key piece alongside Clark in Boston. But that's just the beginning. Her tenure was marred by inconsistency and a lack of chemistry. In 9 games, she averaged just 7.1 points and 3.8 rebounds, a far cry from her double-digit scoring seasons in Phoenix and Connecticut. And if you think that's bad, just wait. She started only 3 games before being relegated to the bench in favor of Lexi Hull, a move that reportedly fueled her dissatisfaction. Posts on X even suggested Clark herself requested Bonner's removal from the starting lineup, sparking a rumored locker room rift. While unverified, this claim highlights the tension that simmered beneath the surface.
By way of the Indiana Fever, one of them is like, thank God, good riddance, you quit on the team, see ya, peace, whatever, go away, bye-bye now. The other one is welcome news. All right, it's welcome news, I do think.
This is where it goes from bad to worse. Bonner's absence from the lineup since June 10th, 2025, citing personal reasons, raised eyebrows. She missed 5 straight games, and sources reported she had no interest in returning to play for the Fever. Her poster mysteriously vanished from Gainbridge Fieldhouse, a clear sign her time was up. The Fever explored trade options but found no takers, ultimately waiving her and absorbing her pro-rated salary. And the reason why will shock you. And you'll never guess how it ends. The Fever's 7-7 record in 2025 reflects a team with championship potential but inconsistent execution. This is where things start getting dangerous. Bonner's underwhelming performance contributed to the team's 7 losses, as her lack of production and eventual absence left the Fever shorthanded. In a June 3rd game against the Washington Mystics, She scored a season-high 21 points, showing flashes of her all-star form, but her overall impact was minimal, with whispers of "What's wrong with DeWanna Bonner?" circulating among fans. Her diminished role and inability to mesh with Clark's fast-paced, pass-heavy style hindered the team's cohesion. But what if I told you? That's not the worst part. Bonner's departure wasn't a trade for a shiny new asset. It was a straight release, leaving the Fever with nothing but a roster spot. This move underscores the severity of the disconnect and the consequences. They were brutal. The Fever's decision to cut ties rather than trade her suggests teams saw little value in a veteran who couldn't adapt to a supporting role. Meanwhile, Ari McDonald, re-signed on June 25, 2025, has stepped in seamlessly, averaging 12.0 points and 3.2 assists in 5 games, including clutch performances in wins over the Los Angeles Sparks and Dallas Wings. And that's just scratching the surface. McDonald's enthusiasm and fit with Clark's game highlight what Bonner failed to deliver.
The movement, the hands, the activity.
Nice.
James with the left hand, she rolls it over for
The
her.
Fever's double teaming, triple teaming Arike, so sometimes you got to have an action away from someone coming to the basket. Nice shot.
Caitlin Clark's brilliance extends far beyond her on-court stats, and here's where everything changes. As a teammate, she's a rare blend of selflessness, leadership, and infectious energy. On the court, her playmaking is unmatched. She averaged 8.4 assists per game in 2024, setting up teammates for easy buckets while drawing double teams that create open looks. But here's what makes this even crazier. Her ability to read defenses and deliver pinpoint passes has turned players like Boston into all-star caliber threats and given role players like McDonald the chance to shine. Coach Stephanie White noted that McDonald's return allows Clark to play off the ball, opening up more scoring opportunities. Off the court, Clark's leadership is equally compelling. And this part, it changes everything. Even when sidelined by a groin injury in June, she remained a vocal supporter, cheering from the bench and mentoring younger players. Her positivity was evident in her comments about Bonner before the season. "I want to win for her. This is the end of her career. She deserves it." But here's something most people completely miss. Clark's selflessness contrasts sharply with Bonner's reported discontent. While Clark embraced her role as the team's engine, Bonner struggled to adapt, highlighting a clash in priorities. And by the end of this, you'll understand why this is so important. Clark's impact extends to the fans and the league's growth. Trust me, you're going to want to hear this. Her games drew record crowds, with 18 of the 21 WNBA games exceeding 1 million viewers in 2024, featuring the Fever. Her $28 million Nike deal and $11 million in endorsements reflect her marketability, yet she remains grounded, often crediting her teammates for her success. And that's where things take a wild turn. Her ability to elevate those around her makes her the ideal teammate, yet Bonner's exit suggests she couldn't, or wouldn't, embrace the opportunity to shine alongside Clark. But wait, this next part is what really matters. Enter Ari McDonald, the 26-year-old guard who's taken Bonner's roster spot and ran with it. Signed under an emergency hardship exception earlier in 2025, when Clark and Sophie Cunningham were injured, McDonald averaged 11.0 points in 3 games, earning praise from Clark and White. Her re-signing on June 25th was met with enthusiasm. "I'm so excited to rejoin the Fever. It immediately felt like the place to be," she said. And the best part? We're just getting started. McDonald's fit with Clark is undeniable. This is where it gets really interesting. Her speed, defensive tenacity, and ability to handle point guard duties allow Clark to focus on scoring, creating a dynamic backcourt. In a 94-86 win over Dallas, McDonald's driving layup broke a tie, and her late-game bucket sealed the victory. And the final twist, it's something no one expected. Her chemistry with Clark and Boston has revitalized the Fever, who are now 3-2 in their last 5 games, pushing for a playoff spot. McDonald's gratitude and hustle stand in stark contrast to Bonner's reported disengagement, proving that players who embrace Clark's orbit can thrive.
The Indiana roster is whittling down with Caitlin Clark being out, who's the starting point guard, and then the backup point guard, Sydney Colson, also being out, and then the backup point guard in Sophie Cunningham is also now out. So the Indiana Fever have used their option to sign a hardship player, and they just announced that they signed Ari McDonald via emergency hardship exemption.
And if you think that's shocking, wait until you see this. Bonner's waiver has left her in limbo, with no team claiming her $200,000 contract off waivers. Her preferred destination, Phoenix, where she won 2 titles and is engaged to Alyssa Thomas, hasn't made a move, despite Thomas's recent trade to the Mercury. But what happens next? You won't believe it. Bonner's age, 37, and recent struggles may deter teams, as her 7.1 points per game in Indiana pale compared to her career averages. And here's where things go completely off script. The lack of interest suggests teams value chemistry and adaptability over veteran pedigree, especially when a player appears to reject a role alongside a star like Clark.